I've had a problem with the Renogy Rego 60 amp MPPT solar charge controller. I've been using it for a good solid 2 years. Had a 400 watt solar array connected to it, and I'd usually pump about 25, sometimes 30 amps through this into the batteries. Well, I just recently added 4 more panels. That doubled my output, and now I've been, for 2 days, I've been pushing about 55 amps out of this into the batteries. And I noticed that the Anderson connectors and the cable going to the batteries was pretty darn hot. So I started investigating and tried to pull my cables out. The top 2 cables here are for the solar and the bottom 2 are for the battery. Anyway, they plug in like this, and I couldn't unplug the cable. I just pull as hard as I could and I couldn't unplug it. So I thought, well, something's going on. I did notice the day this happened, I put my temp gun on these cables and I saw 145 degrees. I don't think they should be getting that hot at 55 amps. These are 600 volt, 6 gauge wire. You can see right there, 105 degrees Celsius. And I think the cables are good quality. Just something with these connectors. But what happened is, you can see this bottom one has melted, and that connector was not sitting level in there with the proper tension and just created probably a weak connection, and it heated up is my guess. The negative side looks okay, but the positive was melted. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a new one of these. I took it off another cable that I had from Renogy. So I'm sure it's the same quality as whatever's in here. And I'm going to try to replace it. I got to take some of these wires off of here and pull these plugs out. I'll replace this connector. But I thought it'd be fun to bring you guys along. But look inside this solar charge controller. Personally, I've had several of these apart, different brands. This one looks to be pretty nice quality. I like the Renogy equipment, but I don't know what happened with this. First, I've got to take this set out, and then I'll take the bottom set out, and we'll see how it works. Anyway, let's do it and see what we can do. Alright, I've already loosened these 2 bolts up here on the top, and they fit in this groove on these connectors and keep those from sliding out. But in order to slide them out, I've got to undo these 2 connections here. I really have enjoyed this charge controller. It's worked well, but if it won't work up to 55 amps, its max is 60, so it's on the upper end of the limits. Alright, we got those 2 out. I should be able to slide this out, I hope. And I got to looking at this. I pulled out 2 screws on the front right here and over here. And then I'm going to be able to lift this bracket. And I'm actually just bending it slightly so that I can lift the connectors up and off of this catch on the sides is what's holding that in place. I'm going to bend that up enough to be able to pull the connectors out. Try not to go too far. I don't want to bend it I really don't want to bend it at all, but then I can get my cables out. You can see, look at this, pulled right out of there, the positive. I can see it's melted here. It's melted quite a bit here on the side. The bottom melted over here on the front. So that is the problem. I'll replace it and we'll see how long it lasts. I'm going to put a fan on it to help cool it. I don't know if it's a design malfunction. What gauge wire is this? See, this is 8 gauge wire inside, connected to 6 gauge wire on the outside, so this wire is probably getting hot too. I don't know how long this will last, but let's see if I can fix it and we'll put it back together and see if it works. So these just slide together. It's melted to the point where I don't know if I can get that apart or not. Let me mess with it and we'll see. Yeah, there we go. The negative seems to be okay, and its connector is not falling out of there, so That should snap in there, and it did. Okay, let's put it back together. Before I do that, let me just see if we can plug in now. Okay. Okay, that is back in place. Put this frame back together. Okay, so there's the new one. It looks a whole lot better than the old one. Let's hope it lasts. I have my doubts though, we'll see. Well, those are definitely secure. That's a pretty nice design. If I can just keep them from melting for whatever reason, but that's how that works. Okay, it is all back together. My battery's plugged in just fine, and it powered up just like it should. And then I wired it into my 12-volt system here, and I got a small 12-volt fan on a switch. That's going to blow up on these connectors and also send air behind the charge controller over the cooling fins. So that can't be all bad. It's on a manual switch, so I have to turn it on and turn it off. But it's a pretty quiet little fan. So let's plug in the solar and we'll see if it's going to work. And then we'll see how the temperature is. Currently 631 watts, 9.96 amps, 63 volts. Charging at 46.62, and it's not quite noon, so this will go up about 10 amps or so worth of charge power over time as the sun gets higher in the sky. And right now we're at 27 degrees Celsius on the controller. I'm going to keep a close eye on this thing for the next week or so, and we'll just see how it does. Alright, it's been a couple of hours, and I'm running this 14,000 BTU Dr.Prepare AC unit, portable AC unit. I run this in my shop area, my garage, quite often. That's pretty much why I have this system set up. So I've still got the fan going. Charge controller's doing well. Let's look at a couple of temps. So right there on the positive wire, 89 degrees. That was over 140 the other day, 145 or something like that. So I think I fixed the problem. There must have been something wrong with that connection on that connector. I've got this up to 55 amps today so far, going into the battery from the solar array. And I haven't seen over 100 degrees. I saw about 95 or 96 on this wire, but I haven't seen 145. So that fan must be doing the work. And then on the back of the heatsink at the top, I'm at 98 there, 99. I just saw 102 earlier. So that's just barely got over 100, which is great. It was 139 the other day without this little 12-volt fan, and 88 on the wire. So far so good. I'll keep a good close eye on this over the next week or so, just so I can get a little confidence back in how it's performing without any problems. And as the summer heats up and it gets hot in this garage, I'll definitely be running that fan during the daytime. If for anybody who's interested, this Renogy, the newer model 12 volt 3000 watt pure sine wave inverter I've had for quite some time now. I've been running that daily for just about a month now, running this Dr.Prepare 14,000 BTU air conditioner in my shop, and it's super quiet and it just ticks right along. I am really happy with the performance. All right, I'll put links for all this stuff if you're interested in checking out any details on it in the description of this video, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.